transition. Testing 1 2 1 2. Yeah, I'm on there. I'm on there. What up? What up? What up? These are the guys, and we're back with another episode of the TLSN Sports Podcast. We got to shorten that up somehow, make it, roll out the tongue a little bit better. Pause. It's me, your boy, aka Bruce McFly, and I got two of my besties here. Say
I
y'all
think.
names.
Oh, of course. I'm Fox Savage. You know, you're gonna see me every week.
Call me Chris, man. Chris, what's up? What's up?
Yeah. All right, and that's the crew. You can catch us every Thursday, 6:30. We also have another pod that's every Sunday at 11:30 a.m. It's a geek pod to start your week off. It's covered by Rain and Skitty. Check them out. Sundays 11:30. And let's get with the first topic. Fox, what you got for us, brother?
Okay. The first topic on the list. You want to do the ones that you came up with, right? We can start off with those.
First of all, let's do this. Let's do this. Before we get there, what this week in sports, what was name one thing that I guess you that stood out to you this week in sports? Let's start with you first, Fox. Let's go ahead.
For me, the continuous shot that I see of Daniel Jones. Right now, Daniel Jones is showing me something I've never seen before. It makes me think it's a bad habit when you play for the Giants. This man literally is the only quarterback right now in the league. I think he had 11 possessions and scored on 10 of them. Who would have knew Daniel Jones would did this with that team that they got over there with the Colts? I ain't gonna lie. When they sent him to the Colts, I thought they sent him to die, go off in the sunset with his career. But we saw Anthony Richardson. I'm saying his name right, Anthony Richardson. He hasn't done anything yet. So I can't believe that Daniel Jones had the same team as Anthony Richardson, which is a team that's worse than the Giants, and he's playing great right now. Like I said, 11 times with the ball. He scored 10 times. You would have never thought Daniel Jones was going to do this. And the Colts are 2-0, leading that division, I believe.
Yeah. Chris, what you got?
I think for me, 2 points. Just the non-verbal discussion for the most part about the 0-2 Chiefs. I think that considering that team and what they've done over the past couple of years, being the gold standard of the NFL, winning championships with their leader Patrick Mahomes, I think that them being 0-2 has been the quietest 0-2 for a team that has won 3 Super Bowls over the past 7 years, losing the last, to not be in the media as they have been previously. And secondly, just the overall walking away of Molly Kieran from ESPN, which I thought was sings alarm bells about a one Stephen A. Smith, but to no
So hold on. We got to dig deeper into that. Hold on. Were you done your statement? Because
I'm through.
All right, we're going to go back to you on that Molly Kiram / Stephen A. joint of yours. But mine was finally, I think I'm about to hand off the title of, I guess, best in the world to one Bud Crawford.
Mm.
Bad man. That is a bad.
I'm a Canelo
fan.
I wanted Canelo to win, but I put money on Bud. And that's all I can say, man. That was my takeaway from this weekend. That one picture that they keep showing, or the video where he get hit and turn around and look back like, what did he just hit me with? You feel me? That's what I'm yo.
He is the culmination of every great boxer over the past 40 years rolled into one. Yeah. He is absolutely fantastic to watch. And Canelo has not had the greatest fights. He's a great fighter, but he has not had the most exciting fight. And for a fight without a knockout, even though it came on the next day, let's talk about how it took all year for it to come on TV. It was a great, entertaining fight, and mostly carried by the undisputed champ as we speak.
Yeah, I became a fan, like a real fan of his this weekend, man. I really did. Even though I watched the fight on Sunday because
So
the
did
way
we.
my life is made up. 11:30 is like 2 in the morning to me. So, but anyway,
Right.
all right. Real before we get to the spill of the show with our main topics, Chris, can you elaborate on what you think happened or is happening between Stephen A and Molly? This is
And
opinions, everybody. So we ain't, you know what I mean?
in no way, shape, or form I'm not going to claim to know what exactly happened. I think the
Right,
abruptness of the circumstances for her to leave so fast leads me to believe that where there's smoke, there's fire. For somebody who was so implanted and immersed into ESPN and being a part of the main show at 9 o'clock,
right,
and to my knowledge, the one main reason I used to tune in to watch it, for obvious reasons, but to gone what she's gone through through ESPN, being married to Jalen Rose, going through a divorce, not saying anything about it ever publicly,
right,
and just
right.
carrying on with her business, and with Stephen A. Smith from the outside looking in, I don't think that he had any. I would hope to not think that he had any direct impact, but being the executive producer of that show, it's hard to believe that something in and of itself didn't happen.
Right.
And with the downtrodden of recently Joy Taylor, it's just hard to see what direction they want to go in. And again, a mainstay on that show, is sad to see her leave.
100% agree. Fox, you got something about it?
All I know is there's nothing but drama over there in Disneyland. I mean, dead serious. I mean, uh, uh, first of all, I was mad. I came from what was the white guy who does he know boxing, but he was on the Stephen A. Smith and Stephen A. got him
Max.
fired.
Max
Kellerman,
Kellerman.
Yeah,
Kellerman,
like
who
Mac,
was phenomenal Sunday calling the fight, by the
Exact.
way,
Word
phenomenal.
up.
like prime example. I knew something was up when guys like him got off the show. The whole show has basically been going downhill since the separating of Stephen A. Smith and Skip Bayless. Like that's when everybody was really on Stephen A. Smith's side. We were really turning in the first take, wanting to hear the debates and hear these takes that these guys had. And then once that dynamic went away, now you just throwing these substitutes and replacements in, and the show doesn't have the same thing going on. And then I mean, who knows what's going on behind closed doors? We work at jobs. I'm not trying to get nobody in trouble here, but you know how it is. Flirting on the job, doing certain things on the job, inappropriate, and this, that, and the third. And sometimes they could have been joking around with things, and Joey probably got mad, like, I'm not taking it as a joke no more. So, I mean, and plus it was drama too.
Hold up.
Dating
You
Jalen
said
Rose,
Joy? Did you?
I didn't mean to say, what's her name?
Molly Karen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like Molly.
But
Remember,
Joy
hey,
was on the other side of that
but my
play,
man
boy. She
Fox
was the one,
last
she was.
yeah, last week I clipped you up and people kept coming back to me like on that clip. You said DeAndre Hopkins?
No, I said Devontae Adams, and the whole
Yeah,
time it was Devontae.
yeah,
Devontae,
Devontae.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
DeAndre.
So I got it. It wasn't Joy, it's Molly, yo.
Molly, yeah, yeah. I want to be talking correct on here. Hey, bro, you said this in person. We make mistakes like Stephen A. all the time. You feel me?
Bingo.
But I mean, overall, I just think it's not the same. Sports Center is not the same. Sometimes we're better off getting the best sports information from doing shows just like this, watching other people who go deep into it and don't be biased. A lot of times with the ESPN shows, I feel like they're told to say certain things where on this show that we do, we only speak in reality and truth. So that's what I gotta say about it.
Word up. Hey, y'all covered it. We can get on with the show now. Fox, what questions? I want you to start with yours. When you said the ones you had last week about our childhood in sports.
Okay.
That's where I want to go with.
Okay, and all right, okay. So you guys can start it off. I'll answer last. Whoever want to go first can go. Who was your favorite? No matter who was the first team you ever cheered for? Because a lot of times when I have these conversations with people that's fans, the team that you're cheering for right now probably wasn't your team when you was in middle school, high school, and elementary and things like that. So I want to know basically who was the first team you ever cheered for, who got you into loving the game of football, or got you into loving sports overall. So whoever wants to answer first, go ahead, jump in. Who was the first team you ever cheered for?
This is just football or all. I mean, well, we can just stick with
Yeah, this
football
whole
for
this,
right now.
yeah, 'cause we in football. What I decided to do is I got similar questions like that, but I decided to wait for basketball season. So every time I do the
Okay.
show, we're gonna be knocking out NCAA, baseball, and of
Got
course
you.
what's going on in
Got
the NFL.
you.
So with the
All
NFL,
right.
who was the first team you ever cheered for?
This is easy one. I don't know if you remember, but when you were on the level, the nerd podcast with Rain and them, you
Mhm.
asked this question to her, and she said, because of our mother, she was a fan of the 49ers. That was
Mm.
my team. And that leads into the person that made me become a fan of football. And it's not going to be who y'all think it is on the 49ers. It was Joe Montana. It wasn't Jerry
Mm.
Rice. Joe Montana, my all until we got Lamar Jackson, Joe Montana was my all-time favorite quarterback. Like you couldn't tell me anything. That's my guy. I'm gonna be naming a bunch of 49ers in these questions, so that's what it is. Old school, but it's the
Hey,
49ers,
you hear
bro.
my list, when you hear my list, you're gonna be dying laughing, both of y'all. All right, well, go ahead, Chris. It's on you, brother.
All right, so the first team that I rooted for as a kid, and I'm about to show my age now. I think we all are, but the Ravens were not a team when I was introduced to football
Mm.
at all. Like I was all of 6 years old when I went to my first football game, and it was in East Rutherford for the New York Football Giants.
Mm.
And my first favorite player ever was LT, and just the overall just stigma, the high top fade, the
Mm-hmm.
56, the whole,
The
he was the baddest
cocaine,
dude,
rock.
everything. He was the baddest cat. And I mean, I'm saying it like it's one player who always that they revert back to as the gold standard of an offense or a defense, right? Lawrence Taylor is the last non-offensive MVP of the league, not
Mm.
defensive player of the year, but MVP of the league. Okay, and we used to watch him wreck some of the best teams in NFL history in the 80s and the 90s, man. And the Giants were it for me up until 96 when the Birds
Mm.
came to the game back to town. But yes, definitely the New York Giants. And
Uh,
LT was my guy.
Now, before I answer, I want to stir the pot a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Lawrence Taylor or Ray Lewis? Who is the better linebacker?
Lawrence Taylor, by all means. I mean, the dude had sacks before was a stat, in my opinion, and
Yes, he did.
that's not to say that Ray Lewis isn't the best middle linebacker ever, because he is the best middle linebacker ever. But the 4-3 defense or 3-4 defense was created by the greatest football coach ever, who is Bill Belichick,
Mm-hmm.
because of Lawrence Taylor. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people don't know that Bill Belichick got his start under Parcells in the 80s with Lawrence Taylor. And Taylor was so disruptive that they continue to try to replicate him on every team with the switch in the early 2000s, the late 90s, early 2000s, where teams started to go back to the 4-3, isolate that stand-up rush linebacker that so many teams have today.
Mm. A fun fact I want to add to that: technically, Lawrence Taylor is supposed to be the Giants' all-time leading sack leader, but during that time, it was only called tackles for a loss, it wasn't
Tackle
sacks.
for a loss. 1983, he had would have been considered 17 and a half sacks that don't count.
Yep.
Well,
For me,
real
I
quick,
give
I
praise.
real
Go
quick,
ahead.
I just want to say the question you asked, who's better, Ray Lewis or Lawrence Taylor? In real time, y'all both changed my mind because took it as favorite and not best. I was
Best,
like,
Mm-hmm.
best.
I like Ray Lewis more than Lawrence Taylor, even though
Absolutely.
I grew up in that era, but I didn't like the Giants. I
Right,
was 49ers, so that's that.
right.
But in real time, y'all changed my mind. That's some good shit.
I mean, like I said, he is the last
Right.
and probably forever the last MVP of the league as a defensive player.
Right,
That
right.
is that is insane. It's probably never going to happen again. The closest person might have been Charles Woodson in 2010 when
Mm-hmm.
the Packers won it, but
Mm-hmm.
probably, and then you could even argue Ed Reed the one year he had
I was about to say
almost
that's my
11,
guy.
12 picks.
Please,
But
I would go get the jersey, bro.
the
Come on.
MVP of the league, man, it can never be
Hold
done
on.
again,
You
in
know
my
who could have
opinion.
been MVP of the league as a defensive player?
Who you
Oh,
gonna turn down?
More recently, who I think you just said Aaron Donald.
Aaron
Turn.
Donald,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
possible,
But
very
go ahead, my
possible.
bad.
Um, for me, everybody knows when I do shows, I gotta give my grandfather a shout out. You feel me? He's the reason why I'm into sports. He's the reason why I'm a Penn State fan. So you already gonna know where I'm going with this. My first favorite team was the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh Lord, have
Uh,
mercy.
I,
The hell with
uh,
Penn State. My bad.
oh man.
We really not gonna
Um,
like college football talk. It's all good.
yeah. Basically, what happened is, I started liking sports by default. You know, you gotta go over your grandparents' house on the weekend. So when you go over your grandfather's house, you expecting cartoons to come on Saturday and this that. Nah, Saturday all college football. And then on Sunday, he like put the Pittsburgh Steelers in my face. Like it wasn't. I didn't even have a chance to like the Giants. I'm kind of confused on how did I. Matter of fact, it was the movie. That's how I found out about the Giants. You know, I was a little. But my
Well, Rick Moranis, that movie, bro.
yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay.
my grandfather, I get a lot of my knowledge from him because I think my grandfather was born during a perfect era. He lived through the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and everything that we watching right now. And he telling me about Lambert. He's telling me about Terry Bradshaw. He's telling me about these things that you can only find on Classic Sports and maybe on YouTube. And I just like how he just talked about the history of the Steelers. Talked about the Steelers got their name from Pittsburgh. They got steel workers and warehousing. Like he was going to, like he made sure I know the history. So I know every single player still to this day that ever put on a Pittsburgh Steelers jersey. So I know all that by default. All right. Next question. You feel me? I feel like y'all probably already answered that. But who is your first favorite player? The guy who you wanted to be, you feel me, when you turned on the tube. Who was your first favorite player?
I already answered. It
I
was Joe Montana.
So I'm gonna switch it up. So Fox, I heard your question. I'm gonna go to your favorite player of all time. Is that cool? Can we do that? Can we switch that up? Okay. So, and that's the only reason why, because again, my understanding of the game and my perception of football has changed, of course, from a child to today. Mm-hmm. But my favorite player of all time forever will ever be Randall Gene Moss. And I lose often the GOAT conversation about Randy Moss and Jerry Rice. And it's a welcome loss, right? But that's how passionate I am about how great Randy Moss really is. And from my perspective, some players, it takes time for them to get into the league and to become great, right? Randy Moss came in and broke football. And when you talk about the greatest players of all time, you talk about teams who changed. Like just a few things. The dime defense didn't exist until Randy Moss came along, right? So three safeties didn't exist until Randy Moss came into football, right? We talk about a kid at 20-something years old to have 17 touchdowns in his first 2 seasons in football. Just throw it up to him. The NFL had never seen nothing like him, and I don't think that we ever will. He's ever to be replicated. He is the gold standard at wide receiver. Everybody tries to mimic 6'4", 210, 4.2 speed at the position. And to me, he is the greatest player that has ever graced the NFL, in my opinion.
I'm gonna
add a couple things.
Oh,
huh?
My bad. I thought I was next, but because you asked the question, because
I just wanted to.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
I wanted to add a couple things that he left out. Number one, you said they can't duplicate it. I want to see somebody duplicate that Dallas Cowboys game when the boy had 3 catches for almost 200 yards and every catch was a touchdown. I want to see that.
That was week 3, by the way, of his rookie season. Week 3.
And then last but not least, this man has a catch named after him. That's all I gotta say. Go ahead, Big Bruce.
Hey, man. I mean, I can't argue that as I guess a real big contender for greatest player of all time, because my person that I'm saying isn't the greatest player of all time, but he is the gold standard of free safeties. His name is Edward Earl Reed. I mean, he might be a second, I think, but the dude was basically a center fielder. He made that name, the center field position, named in football, I guess, whatever. He made it be a thing. He covered so much of the field. He started the Ravens doing the toss back to try to throw it back. What was it? The extended, the lateral. I remember that joint popped up in Madden because they did it so much in real life. That was was it Madden 2005 or 6 with Ray Lewis on the cover?
Yep,
That
yep, the
joint,
hit stick game. Yep.
yeah, boy. Ed Reed is my guy. I want to tell a quick story real quick. I'm the type of Ravens fan that goes to the games, but sometimes depending on where I'm sitting, I like causing commotion with the fans there. I'll act like I'm rooting for the other team, like I came there. So came there with the other team or something. Anyway, Philly played the Ravens one year, and they had Vic as the quarterback, I think. I'm pretty sure.
Kevin Call.
Yeah, that's who it
I know what
was.
play you talking about.
You
Kevin
know what
Call.
play. Yo,
Kevin
I
Call.
was sitting in the end zone where he ran the interception towards. Whole time I'm talking trash like I'm an Eagles fan, like, yeah, we kicking y'all. Yeah, man. Something this, that, and the other. Everybody up there, like, whatever. Just sitting there looking at me. That interception happened. And matter of fact, at the time, Squirrel was there. It was me and him, and he knows that Ed Reed is my favorite player. So he was like, I know you hating life right now that your favorite player is running a record-breaking interception back, and you gotta act like you're an Eagles fan. Yo, that was it. But yeah, that's the story, bro. Fire.
I got to add something to what you said. First of all, when I played flag football in Pennsylvania, I wore number 20, and on the back of my jersey, my name was Ball Hawk. Ed Reed. I got a shout out on that. So I'm gonna answer the question in two ways. I'm gonna say my favorite player of all time and my first favorite player. My first favorite player, I just found this so unique that he played quarterback and wide receiver. I'm probably the only person that's gonna say this. Cordell Stewart. Cordell Stewart is my favorite.
Slash.
Yes. You see how nowadays all the wide receivers want to wear double-digit numbers and single-digit, like number 10. He was the first guy I seen wear the number 10, and they probably did it way back in the day before we was really out there as kids and all that. But
Right.
he was the first guy I seen doing it. He also played in the Super Bowl. He played decent in the Super Bowl versus the Cowboys, even though they lost and all that. And when I seen him go to quarterback, he just started doing his thing. And y'all probably remember this play. My favorite play from Cordell Stewart is when he ran against the Ravens. It was like a 70 or 80-yard touchdown, and that boy was gone. I was sitting up here, I was in high school. I was like, oh my God. Like, yo,
Hold on real
Cordell
quick.
Stewart.
Dallas played Cordell
The
Stewart, Pittsburgh.
1996. It
Yeah.
was Neil O'Donnell, but Cordell
Oh,
Stewart
okay.
was on the team.
Oh, okay.
Neil
Okay.
O'Donnell
I
was the
couldn't
starting
remember that
quarterback.
Dallas. I thought
Neil O'Donnell,
see
Yancey,
that was
Big
the third
Ben.
Super
I
Bowl that I
remember
could
that
never
game.
remember who they played against in that. All right.
I want to
Hey.
say the running back was the bus on that team too?
No, he wasn't on the team.
Bus, I want to say
It was
the running back was
it was the dude
not
with a P.
Natron Means.
Oh, was it the dude? No. What's the
It wasn't Natron Means. I can't think of his name. It wasn't Natron.
not
But it
Van
was
Morris?
before I want to say they got the bus the next year.
Yeah,
because they got the bus the next year because that was the year after Lawrence Phillips went crazy.
Yeah.
And Dick Vermeil and all of that happened. But yes, Cordell Stewart was one of them ones, absolutely.
Okay, got you.
To answer the question, my favorite, and I'm basing this off of because I played a position, I played corner and I played safety my whole entire life. Charles Woodson. Charles Woodson is the first player that I watched from college and go to the NFL. Like, I watched everything this guy did. I watched what he did when he was in, sorry to say this, I watched what he did in Michigan. You feel me? My man, Bruce. And the boy was that's the one thing I hate about nowadays. We fall in love with that recency bias. You talk about Travis Hunter, this, that, and the third. Deion Sanders and Charles Woodson played wide receiver and DB in college. You feel me? And Charles Woodson won a Heisman. Like, they just
Won a Heisman.
And I'm glad that you brought this up. My favorite defensive year of all time, one of my favorite defensive year of all time, is that year when Charles Woodson won defensive MVP for the Green Bay Packers. He was doing everything. Not to pick on the Ravens, but one of my favorite tackles is when he tackled Willis McGahee. He had like the 2-yard line. He like dove through there and barely caught him, but caught the legs and all that. He was just something different, man. He was he tackled good. He big hit you. He was getting interceptions. And I think, y'all can correct me if I'm wrong here, because I like to be corrected if I'm wrong. I think he was one of the first corners that played everywhere. Played both safety positions. Played the linebacker, nickel, and playing on the outside. I was like, yo, that's what a shutdown is. You feel me? But definitely by far.
I think what about, hold on. Didn't Leroy Butler do that too? Or did he just play safety?
No, he just played safety for the
Okay. I thought he was okay, cool.
But to add to your Charles Woodson take, 1998 Heisman finalist Randall Gene Moss, Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson. right? 3 Hall of Famers, probably one of the greatest Heisman Trophy classes ever,
Mm-hmm.
right? Uh, Charles Woodson, sorry to say this too, probably one of the most iconic punt returns in college football history. The second Heisman pose. I'm sorry, but I would make mention to it. Desmond was one, but when Charles did it again, and we talking about a 13-10 game, that's probably one of the best college football games I've ever watched. National championship split with Nebraska, if I'm not mistaken, in
Yeah.
1997.
Yeah. Yep.
Probably one of the most
I
decorated
remember
players
that.
overall to win a Heisman, win a national championship, win a defensive player of the year, be a gold jacket, first ballot Hall of Famer, the whole nine. So definitely, and that's my brother in the shot, y'all. How you say what's up, bro?
It's good, big
uh,
homie.
What up?
so just to say, like, Charles Woodson is probably another player that'll never be replicated career wise or talent wise.
Yes, yes. So next up, we pretty much already got a good feel for what's going on in this conversation. It feels good to have this. So tell me, during your time of growing up, who was your first favorite quarterback, wide receiver, and running back? Because as a kid, they the first things we want to play: running back, wide receiver, or quarterback, straight off the top. So give me your three: running back, wide receiver, and quarterback.
Chris, you can start this.
All right, first favorite wide receiver, running back, and quarterback. If we talk about a whole group of players that I thought was just phenomenal, I'm gonna take it back to the one team because again, I was a Giants fan and we were not great on offense at all. We're not gonna say that, but Steve Young, Ricky Waters, and Jerry Rice was unbelievable, unbelievable. Ricky Waters coming from Philly, and also should be in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. As a receiver out the backfield, a pure rusher. You talking about a guy with over 5 digits of all-purpose yards, 10,000 rushing yards, and you talk about Jerry Rice, the presumed GOAT of wide receiverdom, and all of the records, the longevity, and Steve Young. That '94 season was just something of legend, and they put a hurting on the Chargers in the Super Bowl. It's crazy because the best game that year was Dallas versus San Francisco in the NFC Championship
Yep.
for a
Yep.
very long
Yep. I
time.
remember that. And
For
we
a very
finally
long
beat them
time.
cats.
3 years in a
And
row, and
got
that's probably
and real quick, he became a Chargers fan, and he said the Chargers when that one Super Bowl and lost, that was that Super Bowl, the
that was one
49ers
Super
versus the
Bowl.
Chargers, and bum ass Junior Seau. Get out of here, dog.
It
Rest in
was
peace,
like
though. Rest in peace.
I
I
just
ain't sure.
But
remember
get out.
watching that NFL special, the I want to say the ring when they talk about that ring championship, and he talked about how tough the Dallas game was, and then the guy you hear the guy in the background, well, how'd you feel about the Chargers? Oh, we gonna kill them, and he threw 5 touchdowns, bro, in
Yep.
that game, and it was like
Mm,
they were just unbelievable. I
yep.
remember the jerseys. It was the 1994 season. It was like the 75th year anniversary of
Yep.
the NFL. So Dallas had the star on the side of that jersey. San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco wore the OG jerseys. It was just that's probably the best tandem up until that point
And you
that I've
remember
ever
the
seen.
field, Candlestick Park with the baseball
Yep.
diamond
With the
still. Man,
baseball
come
diamond,
on,
the muddy
dog.
the muddy
Man,
field
he
in the
bring it
middle
back.
every year.
Woo! Memories,
Yeah, man.
dog.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not trying to make no excuse for the Chargers, but the Chargers quarterback was trash.
Yeah.
Stan Humphries,
Dan
that boy,
Humphries was
he had 18 touchdowns and 14 picks. How the Chargers make the Super Bowl?
that defense was out of sight, and it came at it. Look, I mean, we think about. I'm trying to think about that, and who was on the other side of that. So that was '94. That was the Warren Moonless Titans that was in there. You talk about. I want to say they might have beat the Colts. The Colts lost to the Steelers in the divisional round with the Hail Mary
Well,
throw.
Harbaugh, right?
John Harbaugh was the
Yeah.
quarterback.
No,
Jim
it was
And I
Jim.
think that they
It
just
was
yeah, and
Jim.
I think they beat up a hurt Steelers team
Mm-hmm.
to make the Super Bowl, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, but the AFC was rather weak that year, considering John Elway. I think got was no, that was '96 when the startup team started to win when Panthers made it and then Jacksonville made it. But I think that everything just broke for them perfectly to make the Super Bowl. And I remember the Say Al campaign from Nike back
Oh
in the day.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, remember that
yeah.
Say Al. So like, it was
That's
just
why I
one of
said
those
what I
things.
said, because I remember that. Man, get out of here. Go ahead. I remember in school, people kept telling me the Chargers was going to win. Man,
No
I
way.
had to
They
rep for
didn't
my
have
squad, but go ahead.
they didn't have a chance.
Yeah.
You up next, EP.
You up
Yeah,
next, Bruce.
you stole my thunder. So just to be different,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
gonna say Joe Montana, Jerry Rice, and Roger Craig. I don't got nothing to say about them because my pick was yours, but I'm going to give them an honorable mention. My backup to them. You go ahead,
I ain't gonna.
Fox.
I like. First of all, this is just me. We'll get into this later on in other episodes. But my favorite running backs of all time is ones that can run, block, and catch the shit out the backfield. And Roger Craig is definitely one. Because of you know what I'm saying, I did my research on the Chargers. The boy Ricky Waters had like what 3 receiving touchdowns or something like that out the back. Actually, if it was up, he probably should have won the MVP. But I'm 6
You
touchdowns.
gotta
You
get
can't say
that.
that.
You gotta get
Yeah,
that
yeah.
to
I'm gonna
Steve,
give it to.
man. He finally got over that hump of everybody comparing him to
Yeah,
Joe Montana. He
yeah.
finally got that. So
And I
yeah,
mean, you talk about fighting a dynasty, man. That was at the height of
yeah.
Dallas, and watching that Jerry Jones special, man. Dallas was it. They were a really, really good football team, bro.
Yeah.
And it literally took the greatest corner ever to
Dion.
come, Dion, to go to San
Mm-hmm.
Francisco for them to win.
And it
And
made
then
me mad.
Jerry
He left
said,
and went to Dallas the next
then he
year.
went to Dallas. Jerry said, "Oh no, we won't be having this." And then he went and got Dion and brought him over. And then Dallas won the next year. So it's wild, man. It's
Real
wild
tears,
how
bro. You bringing back real hurt feelings about that. But go ahead.
and
Go ahead,
that
Fox.
goes to speak about the generational talents and these great older players that talk about how good they were. And you think about players like Deion Sanders who changed the trajectory of 2 franchises,
Yes.
essentially, and just by one single trade, right? Think of all the Hall of Famers that made, like Eric Davis made the Hall of Fame. He played next to Deion in '94 and ran back against Dallas.
Eric
Like
Davis,
guys that you
though.
probably never thought would
Right.
make the Hall of Fame because of these players. And but Fox, you up, baby? Go ahead.
For me, this to me, this guy was the man in the '90s. My favorite quarterback. He probably my favorite quarterback of all time. Patrick Mahomes might surpass him, but Brett Favre. Brett Favre was literally. I'm surprised I'm not a Green Bay Packers fan because my 2 quarterbacks on my list is Brett Favre, then it's Aaron Rodgers, and then it's everybody else. You feel me? Who's pretty much good. But just everything about Brett Favre. I think he won like 3 MVPs during the '90s. Went to 2 Super Bowls in the '90s. I mean, if it wasn't for that bonehead interception that he threw at the end or something like that, yeah, I think it was an interception against the Broncos. They would have won 2 in a row.
Oh yeah.
Here go another thing this will be crazy. Everybody be so amazed with all these one-hand catches and this, that, and third. The first person I ever seen do that shit, Chris Carter. Chris Carter. If it wasn't for guys like Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, and T.O., Chris Carter would be my favorite wide receiver of all time. I mean, the numbers wasn't as good as I want to say Jerry Rice and all that because they never put him up there. But when Chris Carter retired, he was like 3rd in everything when he retired. The toe tag drag, the one-hand catches. I mean, everybody know what Chris Carter was doing. I kind of felt bad when Randy Moss got on the team because you already know you're going to get less catches and you got to do what you do when you get the ball. But I wish that duo would have won a championship together. They did have a chance until the Giants got rid of them boys 41-0. I'll never forget that. I was shocked. I was super shocked on that.
Actually, the '98 team was better than that team, man.
When Atlanta beat him. Hold up.
Yeah, when Atlanta beat them, that team was better.
Dirty
and they lost
Bird.
because the kicker missed 2 field goals. I want to say up until that point, that was the highest scoring team in NFL history. The '98 Falcons, the '98 Vikings team. Robert Smith, Chris Carter, Jake Reed, Randy Moss, Randall Cunningham coming in off the bench for Brad Johnson. And
who was that Culpepper? Wasn't that Culpepper when he was doing the roll?
That was Randall. That was Randall.
Oh yeah, that was Randall Cunningham.
Yes.
You are right. You are right. I was in the service.
Brad Johnson got
right.
hurt. I remember watching it because they actually did a special on them called "Missing Rings" on NFL Network, and how because they went 15-1 and lost in the NFC Championship game. And he was saying like the only person that could get the ball to Randy in the end zone was Randall, so we had to start him, and that's when it started. He just threw the ball up to him, and Randall ended up starting the rest of the season, and they just the kicker, man. I want to say not more. Was it Morton Anderson?
Yeah, Morton
Yeah,
Anderson.
Morton Anderson.
Morton
He had missed a
Anderson.
field goal all year long, and he ended up missing the one that sent him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I'll never forget that.
and
Never forget that.
and then
Because
for my
Gary Anderson on the other side
Yeah.
hit the field goal to
yeah,
win the game. Yeah.
and then for my running back, y'all now this is where y'all gonna disagree on this one. I think this running back is the best running back of all time, Marshall Faulk. I mean, anytime that you can run the ball and catch for over 1,000 yards in the same season, come on. I don't even. I looked at some stats. I don't even think no running backs was ever doing it. Maybe probably Roger Craig. You feel me? Up in that range. But for the most part, he's the only person that went over 1,000 yards. I was even shocked. I looked at the Damian Thomason stats. Damian Thomason had a year where he had 91 catches and 922 yards. I'm like, nah, dog, you gonna give me 60 more yards or something like that. Nah. But to me, just that year when he was on them years when he was on the Rams, he was looking unstoppable, shaking people, blocking, catching the ball out of the backfield, doing everything. I mean, I think he also won an Offensive Player of the Year award too. He was going nuts when he was on the Rams, and people don't even know he was doing the same exact thing in the Colts. People don't even know he was on the team with Peyton Manning for a while. But that's what my guys is: Brett Favre, Chris Carter, and Marshall Faulk. All right.
Running back for me, Barry Sanders, Detroit Lions. You talk about people who've done it all on their own. He was one of them, for sure.
Yeah, he was robbed out of his career. Him and Calvin Johnson. I get mad every single time when I guys didn't get a chance to go somewhere else to win a ring. All right.
Real
Next
quick,
up,
you wanted to those three players that was in the thousand club was Roger Craig, Marshall
Let me
Faulk.
guess. Oh, I was gonna guess. Go ahead. You got it. You already
You
got it.
it's one I didn't name. The third one I didn't name.
Oh, you said Roger Craig, Marshall Faulk, and I believe no, I don't think that I know. I think it's somebody obscure that I don't
Yep,
know.
it's a newer player. It's a newer player,
Newer
and
player.
he done played for two teams. He's on one currently, my old favorite team, but he came from somewhere else.
Oh, Christian McCaffrey.
There you go.
Christian McCaffrey went over 1,000. Woo!
Yeah, Christian McCaffrey. I
Okay.
want to say it was with the Carolina Panthers. No, it might have been with San Francisco.
It was 2019, so
yeah, it was with San Francisco. Yeah.
Oh, he was with San Francisco when he did that, 2019?
Yeah.
That's incredible right there. And look at that, only 3 people did that. I
Only
like
three.
it. All
Only
right.
three.
Next up, now these two really mean something to me because I really found out what 1,000 yards really meant. So tell me the first wide receiver that you've seen go over 1,000 yards.
That I actually noticed went over 1,000 yards.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Because it was a big deal back in the day because running football was basically was predicated on running the ball very, very heavy. Most teams value the running back position in the top 5, a huge split from what it is today. But the first person that I remember was Sterling Sharp going for 1,000 yards and I do believe Sterling Sharp would have broken every wide receiver record had he not gotten hurt. And Sterling Sharp had I want to say he broke the reception record, and I want to say 2 years later Herman Moore from the Lions did. But up until that point, catching 140 passes was insane, and Brett Favre was just feeding them. But Sterling Sharp, I do remember winning the Triple Crown in 1993. Yeah.
All right, what about you, Big Bruce? Who was the first wide receiver you seen go?
That I seen, it was Jerry Rice. I don't remember the year, but I watched every year of Joe Montana, Jerry Rice era, Steve Young, Jerry Rice era, and I watched all the way up, even though the Ravens were my team. I watched the Garcia to JJ Stokes and all of those eras. So it was a tug of like my heartstrings being pulled when 2012 the Ravens beat the 49ers. I was like, and it happened on my birthday. It was like I guess we went full circle with it. You feel me? But to go back to one other thing, when the 49ers won that Super Bowl versus the Chargers, that was on my birthday too. So it's like I always get that birthday present when the Super Bowl used to be in January. Yeah, but it was Jerry Rice. I went off on a tangent talking about everything 49ers because y'all bringing back all these memories, and I'm about to go get my Joe Montana jersey and put it on. but it was Jerry Rice. There you go.
All right. For me, this crazy. I seen two guys do it at the same time. I'm a Steelers fan. Plaxico Burress and Hines Ward both went over 1,000 yards in the same game. And I never forget because I'm like, wait a minute, two wide receivers on the same team going for 1,000 yards. And we know at that time, Shannon Sharp was calling Plaxico Burress, what's it called, plexiglass. At that time, Hines Ward was really looked at like just a blocking type guy. Get you some first downs, but not really a wide receiver that's gonna get you 1,000. So for me, it got to be. I seen it happen in the same game. Cordell Stewart was the quarterback. He threw back-to-back passes, one to Hines Ward, and then came right back to Plaxico Burress. All right, the next one. You feel me? Because running backs definitely meant a lot during the time we was growing up. They probably was the best players.
Hey,
Who was?
Fox, just to let you know, Chris got to leave soon, so we gonna
Oh yes.
readjust.
Got the bad signal went out to go pick something up, pick somebody up, fellas. So I got to roll.
Well, good. You first. Who was the first running back you seen go for 1,000 yards?
Barry Sanders, man, and I'll tell you the play, um, Thanksgiving Day. I'm sorry, no, a divisional championship game, playoff game against the Dallas Cowboys, 1991, when he made the defensive tackle number 75 turn in the wrong direction and stopped, broke down Ken Morton Sr. and took it into the end zone. The dude was just. You talk about people who just. I mean, just to give you some superlative, the greatest rushing college football season in history, 2,700 yards, 39 touchdowns in 12 games. This same cat came to the NFL, and he's had some great players, but we all know the Lions were just a one-man show. You knew Barry Sanders was coming, and he still would wreck the game and still have those great games and those great runs. And in my opinion, the best running back to ever play football.
Fire. I don't want to keep giving the same answer, so I'm just gonna pick something weird that you think I wouldn't pick. Let's go with random. One of my favorite running backs of all time that don't get mentioned enough. Played for the the Seattle Seahawks is Chris Warren, number 42. I only rock with him heavy like that because Tecmo Bowl, I used to run over dudes. So I became a fan of him in real life back when Seattle wore the dark blue jerseys, silver helmets with the old school Seahawk on the side. Number 42, Chris Warren, my guy, man. I just wanted to be different.
That was back when they was an AFC team. A lot of
Yes,
people don't
sir.
know that they were
Yes,
an
sir.
AFC
Yes,
team
sir.
first in the
Yes,
same
sir.
division with the Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, and who else? Chiefs, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers. I'm missing a
It
team, but
went
it
in
was
Denver. Was it Denver?
and Denver. Yep,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
Denver. They were all in the
yeah.
same division back in the day. Yep.
Mm. I ain't gonna lie. I miss those Seahawks jerseys. I ain't gonna lie. Those Seahawks jerseys was fire. I ain't gonna lie. For me, my answers sound like the first team I ever liked, the Steelers. I had no choice but to watch Jerome Bettis. I'm watching it every Sunday at my grandfather's house, and I can't remember the exact game, but I'm watching him every game or every other game. He get 100 yards. My grandfather pounding in my head. You got to run the ball. See, you need a running back like that, and this, that, and the third, and all that. To the point where I seen how big Jerome Bettis was. I instantly became a fan of Natron Means. You missing him and all that. But we already know Natron Means wasn't no Jerome Bettis. But I just like how his big style. But yeah, Jerome Bettis was the first guy I ever seen go for 1,000. So what's the next thing you want to jump into? You want to jump into this Shador Sanders didn't want to back up Lamar Jackson before he got it
Pick
because
your topic. Pick your topic, Chris, since you on the way out. What you Fox? Go ahead, run down the topics.
I actually like the
Oh,
topic about Patrick Mahomes being washed, man. I think we
okay.
could get some real. I like that.
Yeah.
That jumped out to me on the page when you sent that.
All right.
But just to start, you want to say something, BP?
No, I was just going to try to give the what the
Oh,
reason I added that
okay.
question. Basically, with his decline, well, with the loss in the Super Bowl last year, but that season he didn't seem to be the same Patrick Mahomes. And to finish off the season the way Kansas City looked in the Super Bowl, and also to start this season at 0-2, or they're 0-2, right? Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Kansas City at 0-2. Do you think the era of the Kansas City Chiefs led by Patrick Mahomes is over? Do you think Patrick is just in need of some speed at receiver, or do you just think the Chargers are a better team right now? And so I know it's a
Um,
lot of things, but yeah.
So for me, from what I see, the eye test sees that the Chiefs have some issues on offense. That doesn't go understated. I think that the missing of Rashee Rice, who is definitely takes that underneath and is the field is the middle of the field general for them, combined with the burner speed of Xavier Worthy. You add in a Juju Smith-Schuster as a piece, and then also the shifty former Raven Hollywood Brown. You put in a veteran Travis Kelce, and I think you do have something a little bit from what they have currently. I think that they're a completely different team with all of those players, and I think that time will tell if they
Mm-hmm.
can put something together concerning that. Ultimately, I do believe Patrick Mahomes is still one of the best quarterbacks, if not the best quarterback in football. Can be argued, right? Kansas City's taken a step back since the trade of Tyreek Hill and
Mm-hmm.
recreating their identity offensively. They've turned into a run first clock control team that plays great defense, blitzes heavy. And I think that when we put that all in together, I think that you have a division that's kind of drafted well, have had high draft picks, and they've put together some teams that can compete with the standard in their division. I think that the Chargers sold out to stop the run, made them one dimensional, and even with that, Patrick Mahomes still made plays and had them in a place to win the game. Although the Eagles clock controlled the whole entire game last week, the Chiefs only lost by 3, if I'm not mistaken, or by
Mm-hmm.
7. They were in that game. So their defense is still really good. I think that the players that they've missed from the offensive perspective is going to make some changes for them where they're going to be in a specific spot. But I actually believe the contrary, that they're one of the most dangerous teams in the league. Because if they figure it out, the way that the defense has been playing, those numbers and where they rank and what they've done against two good offensive teams so far, I think that they could be very, very dangerous coming down the line if they figure it out, get the injuries, and get that team back rolling. Because they're going to get some gimmies, and they're still the Chiefs, the champs, so to speak. Not the former champ, they're the former champs, but they still got some championship pedigree there, and I think Patrick Mahomes will be fine.
Fire.
For me, this one you might want to have to clip on this one because I'm about to just put nothing but the first thing I'm gonna say is
Why do Fox get all the clips? No, Fox.
No, yo,
I'm just,
yo, I think I got you. I got one for you this year. I already time stamped it. I got you, bro.
yeah, because
I watched that clip 5 times, Fox. You killed it, baby.
yeah, because I already called Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is already in my top 5 right now of all time. So let me go ahead and put this out. Number one, I think you lost it when you don't have your speed. You can't get out the pocket. You can't make the throws, and you're reading bad coverage. The only thing I seen Patrick Mahomes do bad last game, he overthrew Washington twice. So that definitely showed he still got his own. He overthrew him. The next thing, Hollywood Brown, you got to stop dropping passes. I'm watching you drop passes every week. It's been 2 weeks now. You dropping every passes. You and CeeDee Lamb dropping everything. That's right there. Another thing, I seen you bring up Juju Smith-Schuster. Juju, you got to get open. You got to get open. That's why they brought you here. You got the Super Bowl. You got the money. Now you see that they relying on you. And that go to show you another thing that you said that was definitely great. They relied on Tyreek Hill so much. Look how many wide receivers they had since then. DeAndre Hopkins, the dude Coleman who caught the touchdown when they won the Super Bowl. Hollywood Brown, Juju Smith-Schuster, the dude Rice who you just brought up. That's another reason why I think Patrick Mahomes not doing good. You don't have Rice. He was your security blanket. He was
What
the guy
about
right
ain't
there.
Xavier Worthy too, right? Xavier Worthy, right? Isn't
He
he?
Yeah,
got hurt the first game. He got hurt the
And he
first
out.
game.
I
He
mean,
been
they
out.
lost him
Kelsey
too.
ran
So
into him.
yeah, they lost him too. Yeah.
And you brought up Xavier Worthy. You got another thing you got to do, Xavier Worthy. You got to do what Tyreek Hill was doing. They got you because of how fast you was, what you did in the combine. All we do is see you hit them. Basically, what's that dude name they play for the Ravens? Brashard Perriman. That's all you're doing right now. People deep when you get. You're not being consistent. You're not catching passes on the regular. They just giving you screens and you running deep, and you're not doing that all the time. Like, there's no reason that you're labeled as the fastest guy in the league, but it doesn't look like that with your stats. Another thing I want to say is, Travis Kelce, you're doing the same thing Russell Wilson was doing. I'm not saying you shouldn't get a wife. I'm not saying you shouldn't be happy, but you let your life come into what you actually do that helps you pay bills. helps your teammate and help you win Super Bowls. Ever since you got in your relationship, your stats start getting lower and lower. I mean, I can't even really say that you ain't got it no more. It looked like you just don't get open. I mean, they played against the Chargers. Derwin James stuck you the whole game by himself, no safety help, and he's play safety. So that definitely, I mean, as a man, you should feel some type of way that a guy thinks he can handle you one-on-one, and you're supposed to be one of the greatest tight ends of all time, not just in the league, of all time. So you got to step up. Another thing that we all mentioned, that we all miss, that running game got to show up. I'm used to the Chiefs having Jamal Charles, Larry Johnson, Priest Holmes. I'm used to these running back Kareem Hunt. I'm used to these guys having running backs that get the job done. I don't know what's going on with Pacheco. I'm not gonna lie. Everybody last year or a couple years they was in the league, they were talking about how he runs hard, he runs this and that and third. We don't see it no more. Here's another thing. I don't see him catching passes out the backfield. So for me, I just think Patrick Mahomes' help needs to step up. I mean, the guy is just running back and forth all day in the backfield trying to find somebody. And you already know what that means. If a quarterback is back there that time for like 10 seconds, that means the wide receivers are not getting open. That means the tight ends is not getting open. So he has to make these miracle throws. He got to do these miracle runs. I mean, Patrick Mahomes, every game he played, he looked like the game when they played against the Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. Every game, he's always on a run. He's always throwing this pass and that pass. He not even, I don't even think he the regular Patrick Mahomes he was when he was comfortable with playing the game. And I just want to add one last thing. This right here is the conspiracy theory thing. Y'all notice, right? When Tom Brady won all them rings in a row with all them Super Bowls, he got injured. Patriots start getting eliminated in the playoffs and this, that, and the third. And then he won 3 more on his way out. I think that's the same thing gonna happen with Patrick Mahomes. Right now, it's time for him to lose. It's time for him to lose because he already been to 3 or 4 Super Bowls already. It's time for
He's
him to
been to
lose.
4, right? 4, right?
Yeah, it's time for him to lose. And then after he get his butt kicked a little bit, I guarantee you they're gonna start bringing players in there and start bringing guys in there. But as of right now, I think it's not fair for Patrick Mahomes to get called a wash, even though you didn't say it. And I also think it's not fair for the defense to do all that work. You lost every game by 3 points, and you lost another game by 6. So all I'm gonna say is Patrick Mahomes is not washed. His help needs to step up and be the help.
Correction, I think he been to 5. They won 3 and lost to the Bucks and the Eagles, right?
That's
Yeah,
correct. You've been to 5
Okay.
total. Yep, 5
All
yeah.
right,
total.
Chris.
Gotta slow it down.
Unless you got another topic, I guess you can bow out here if you got a dip.
Look, all in all, NFL season is short. Just to talk on some heavy games this week, just to make some quick points. Let me pull them up real quick. Start out with the Ravens going against the Lions, probably the marquee matchup of the NFL this week. Short line. When you talk about the teams, look at the spread. Looking at -4.5 for Baltimore, but a 53.5 total. So look for some fireworks there.
Yeah.
Another matchup that goes understated, I think, this week, where you can see the two fabrics of two teams. The Cowboys and the Bears also should be some fireworks there, -1.5 for Dallas, and a 50.5 point total. Relatively close for a team with Dallas's talent level, but I do believe that that'll be entertaining nonetheless. And then one throwaway game that we have, the Bengals versus the Vikings, -2.5 for Minnesota, being at home, and a 41.5 point total. So some of the things that you guys should look out for this weekend, and I think relatively, it should be some really, really good NFL action. Ultimately, guys, love you too. Always a pleasure. I'm gonna holler at y'all next week. Peace.
And make sure you watch WNBA also. Stop hating on that. Indiana Fever, baby. Indiana Fever. All right, bro. I get at you tomorrow.
All right.
Let me make sure he is good there. All right, Fox. We are still it. So what we got next, bro? What we got next?
Also, next thing is what's your thoughts on basically the Ravens were about to draft Shador Sanders, but he said he did not want to back up Lamar Jackson. So give me your thoughts on that.
All right. I got a couple of thoughts on that. It might not be the most popular of thoughts. I'm just adjusting my camera real quick. Hold on. Let me just make sure I get that right there to fill in some space. All right. So at first, when I heard this, I was kind of upset because I'm a fan of Shador And I wasn't upset that he wasn't going to be on my team. I was upset that I felt like I felt like how people that don't like him talk about him. I was like, this dude think he can just pick. I don't want to play there because y'all got Lamar. Whatever. I just thought he felt he was entitled. He felt entitled. Like, no, I don't want to play there. Pick somebody else. But then as I sat and thought, I was like, yo, he knows Lamar is the man in Baltimore. You unless Lamar gets hurt, he's never going to have or Lamar unless Lamar gets hurt or it's in garbage time. Shador isn't getting in the game. I mean, and it came out. I don't know how accurate this is, but it came out that Shador said he respected Lamar because it was the Ravens, the Eagles, and the Browns. He respected Lamar and Jalen so much he didn't want to be like, oh, I hope they get hurt so I can play. That's why he said that. But he know those teams are solidified. I mean, with their quarterback. So the Browns, Deshaun Watson, you don't know what's going on with him, and Cleveland as a franchise, they don't know what's going on. Obviously, when you start the season, well, in preseason you had 5 quarterbacks. It might have been 6. So it's insane. Well, to finish out the statement, I'm not mad at him. I understand. I see both sides of it. It's people saying dude should have just went to whatever team that was trying to choose him and just be happy to play football. But also, I see the side where he respected those players enough. Even he just wanted some to go somewhere where he know he gonna play. Let's just put it like that. He wants to go somewhere where he could compete for the starting job or even the backup job. At the Ravens, the starter and the backup is Lamar Jackson. So that's how I feel about that.
Everything you said was spot on. Actually, you gave me some information when you told me how he was going about it. He was basically going about it on some. I don't want to wish for these guys to get hurt, and then
Right.
that's how I get in the game. You feel me? And then you
Right.
already know how it is. We came from that era where sometimes your backup quarterback played better than your starting quarterback, or just as good.
Exactly.
And then when you make the switch, the chemistry off. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say this. Um, uh, I wouldn't have played for the Ravens neither because he can play.
Mm-hmm.
Shador Sanders can actually play. And you already know, playing with Lamar Jackson, you only going to get in unless they blowing people out. And you
Right.
already pretty much know you're a Ravens fan. You damn near have a heart attack every week. Those games are not like that. Those games are not like that.
No, no,
They
no,
fight
no, no.
hard every time to win these games and all that. And then we talking about what? Most of the times when the Ravens blow somebody out, it's the end of the third quarter, beginning of the fourth. So then you
Mm-hmm.
coming in and you getting garbage time, and you already know how it is. You up by 40 something points. You may get a chance to throw the ball, but for the most part, they're gonna make you run, run, run. We're gonna
Right.
see a lot of and stuff like that, and maybe you'll get a touchdown or something like that. But there was a couple people saying, well, if a team calls you, you pick up and this, that, and third. Yeah, if you Shiloh Sanders. Yeah,
Right.
if you a guy who
Right.
makes the practice squad. If you're a guy who really isn't all that, this guy was literally the man in college. He did what
Right.
he had to do for Colorado. Is what more could you ask for? 4,000 yards passing, over 30 touchdowns 2 years in a row. So I mean, the dude was straight balling. So
Right.
I would be like, yo, when I come to the league, I want to play for a team that's going to let me play. I mean, and it is a sucky situation that you go to the Cleveland Browns and the Cleveland Browns got 5 quarterbacks on the roster. I mean,
Right.
no disrespect, but I don't even know how Deshaun Watson's still on the roster. You feel me? I know you probably can't,
Right. Right. Right.
but I'm like, what has Deshaun Watson done? Then,
Nothing.
then on top of that, Browns organization. Are you trying to fail on purpose? You see the team act different and play different when Shiloh's in the game. I was so shocked that Dylan got in the game and not Shiloh. Think about it.
Mm-hmm.
The Ravens was busting ass. The Ravens was cooking. That was
Right.
enough. That was a good point margin where your third string or fourth string quarterback could have came in and you could have wasted. You could have what's the name? Not played your second string quarterback,
Right.
or are you trying to have trade bait? You feel me? Because there's probably teams out there who need a quarterback so far in the season is really not looking like that because some
Mm-hmm.
of these quarterbacks are decent and all that. But I just think overall they screwing Shador Sanders is not fair. The what we're gonna have to wait on, not the damn but remember how I said we gotta wait for Lamar Jackson to get hurt. We damn near gotta wait for somebody else in the league to play horrible or get hurt, and then Shador Sanders will be trade bait and put on those teams. So
Right.
I feel like this, man. Without a shadow of a doubt, take the best option that helps you with your career if you know you can play. But if you're a practice squad guy, yes, you take the deal on whoever's calling you. You feel me? That's what I gotta say about that.
My man, that's you said a lot, and that was fire. That was fire. You got the topics, bro. I want you to keep it put. Whatever
Okay.
you got, whatever you got, let's go
All
there.
right. Okay. And so the next one, we want to get it. Matter of fact, the next one, let's go ahead and get into some college football talk.
Yes,
Um,
sir. There we go.
I'll, tell me about how you feel about Ohio, and I'm in Ohio's game is
Ohio State. Ohio State, because
apologize.
I don't
I
know what you
apologize.
talking about. It's the O
Oh,
H. Uh, um, I'm feeling good so far, but I I'm we gonna wash the teams we're supposed to wash, but the game we're all looking forward to is us versus them. You feel me? Michigan.
you
I
won't
said
say
the name. I
that?
know somebody go. I said the name. Like that's who we're worried about. The national championship, we got that. We can run it back. You feel me? But what's important for this year is to finally, finally, after many, 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 many years, to beat the Michigan Wolverines. Well, for Ryan Day to beat the Michigan Wolverines because this dude just can't beat them. You feel me? But whatever. I want to talk about some other things in college football, like how much I hate Alabama. I hate watch them weekly. You feel me?
What?
My family, my wife, her son, they're Alabama fans. No, no, living in this house is the Ohio State University in this mo. But yeah, it was some great games this weekend, man. I should go over what we seen real quick. But while I'm doing that, tell me about Penn State. We in the same conference. So
Yeah.
you feel me? When that
Uh,
game happens, we gotta have our official bet.
oh yeah, I was about to say I thought we already bet on that. I ain't gonna lie.
Now we gonna official when the week of, so it'll be on air,
Okay.
whatever. Because I
All
think
right.
Chris might want to get into it. Yeah, I mean, so we'll do that officially that week. But go ahead,
All right.
go ahead.
All right. Cool. So the first thing I'm gonna say is I'm just going to talk about overall with Penn State. Of course, I was expecting us to win our first two games. We were really
Mm-hmm.
playing against guys, but I want to say this: it's either championship or bust. We've been getting better every year. Players getting better. Um, we you already see the defense doing what they do. Our quarterbacks is delivering when they have to. Shout out to my man Drew Eller. But
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter if we do not beat you guys, if we don't beat Notre Dame, if we don't win the big games that we need to win. It is about time. My grandfather, he a Penn State fan. He always in my ear saying, "Grandson, you know we're going to get to this game and we're going to lose." And he has been right ever since. He's been right.
Right.
And I'm just like, yo, it's about time, Penn State. It's about time
It's
that you
about
get the job.
time.
Yes, I mean it's been a long time, so please get it
Mm-hmm.
done. And as far as the couple of games that I want to see coming up, to me, I'm one of those type of guys. My favorite part about college football, my favorite part, much as I love Penn State, my favorite part about college football is when I see unranked teams play ranked teams and the unranked team win. So here go a couple
Oh yeah.
games that I'm going to be. First of all, I want to see if this dude Carson Beck from Miami, who came from Georgia, I want to see
Mm-hmm.
if you because he's going against the Florida Gators, and Florida
Okay.
Gators they roll. And this will be a good one. I mean, so far Florida has lost to all the Florida teams, so here's their chance to get back at a Florida team, and I believe they can do it.
Exactly.
Um, Another game that I got my eye on. This right here is two ranked teams. I can't wait to see Auburn versus Oklahoma. 22
Who you got?
on
Who you
uh,
got?
Oklahoma. I'm gonna go with Oklahoma. I really do like Oklahoma. That's how can I say this? about Oklahoma. Oklahoma just always have the players that I like. Darren McFadden, Baker Mayfield. You know what I'm saying? They always be having certain players and certain guys that I like. So I got to go with Oklahoma. Uh, who else? Oh, yeah, Texas Tech versus Utah. Utah is looking very different this year.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going hard and saying they about to win a championship, but they looking very different. And I'm sorry that you don't want to hear it, but I gotta say it, big bro. I can't wait to see Michigan and Nebraska. Nebraska, they got their quarterback who plays. Well, I ain't gonna say exactly, but he reminds.
Patrick Mahomes,
There you
Patrick
go. You already know. You
trash,
already know. You already.
trash. And he tried to walk out. Yo, this dude is a stand. He's a stand. He tried to act like, oh, I just look like me. He looks like him. And get the man. Come on, real quick before we finish. Just we gotta acknowledge. Chris in the comments said he said his team is the Oregon Ducks. Go Ducks. So that's his squad. I like their
Okay.
uniforms,
That's all I was going.
Nike, and all that. You feel me?
That's all I was going to say. I like the uniforms. They was representing hard.
Yeah.
But to do a recap of a couple of games that we watched that happened last week, I definitely was impressed with Georgia and Tennessee, a shootout.
Right.
I didn't even know that Georgia defense was going to be suspect like that. I mean, literally, to me, Georgia has an NFL style defense. Their players be NFL ready the whole nine. We see definitely the Eagles are copying
Yeah.
that Greg
Yeah.
Lyman. So I was definitely shocked to see the score go 44 to 41, which was a definitely good high score game. Um, Texas A&M, Texas A and Texas A&M beating Notre Dame. I ain't gonna lie, I thought Notre Dame was gonna win that game. I was waiting for them. What Notre Dame had just lost to Miami, so
Yeah.
I was like, man, oh yeah, this is gonna be a comeback, but definitely it's not. You got
Notre
that loss.
Dame is also some trash, bro. Get them out of here.
Trust me, I know. I was hurt last year when we lost to them. Trust me, I know. You feel me? And then they
Trash.
get to y'all, and y'all beat the man. I don't even want to get into it. And what's another game I want to add on here?
Who we have?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to think. Oh, shout out to goes to Maryland, the Maryland Terrapins. They played Towson, which is also a local team. It was the score was what you thought it would be, but I love it when Maryland gives the local school some props. You feel me? Coppin. I think the basketball team played Coppin.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the football team, they'll play Towson and whatever, maybe no, I don't think Loyola. I don't know. But anyway, it was a good game. I watched a little bit of it. I mean, it was a squash. I like Maryland's quarterback. I can't think of the young man's name right now, but he's nice. He's really good. I should look it up. So while we're doing that, I got my instance open. Uh
And
Maryland.
if
Huh?
If you still watching, I see you week 5, Oregon versus Penn State. I see you week 5. If you still
Uh-huh. Oh, his name Malik Washington. Malik
okay,
Washington. He's from Glen Burnie, Maryland, so he's a local guy too. I mean, I'm a fan. I watch you. You really good at playing quarterback, bro.
he definitely is.
Mm,
All right. So matter of fact, let's go on to MLB. We can't disrespect. This is a sports show, so
yeah,
we got
go ahead.
everything sports. Um, so I just want to throw a couple stats out there. Shout out to Aaron Judge right now. It looked like he win a batting title by a landslide. He in first place with
What
a
about
three.
the big dumper? The big dumper, dude from Seattle.
K Riley. He lead the league in home runs with
Yeah, I know
56.
home run. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he lead the league. I ain't gonna lie. He might win the MVP. Last year he hit 35 home runs. This year he
yeah.
flashed with the 56. And I believe Seattle is going to make the playoffs too this year. I believe Seattle is going to make the playoffs just based off of how he's playing this, that, and the third. Shout out to Julio Rodriguez.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He would be the guy who would be leading the team in home runs. What else we got right here? Skyle Switzer. He leads the league with 128 RBIs. Peter
What was
Long.
his name? You tore that man name up. What was his?
Oh, Kyle. Hold on. Kyle. Matter of fact, Kyle. That's what I would say. Kyle. That's what I would say. That's what I would say.
Good
Kyle.
shit. Good shit. Come on. Come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
I at least know he played for the Texas Rangers. That's all I'm gonna
Yes.
say. Uh,
Kyle
he
Schwarber. Kyle Schwarber.
yeah,
Yeah.
he the league in RBIs.
Right.
My
Right.
man.
Right.
So I got even though I'm a Dodgers fan, I like some of the players on the Mets. Peter Long's in second place with 121.
Right.
Um, uh, wow, I can't even believe this. My man Trey Turner is in second place with hits with 179. But Bo Bichette, that is his name.
Bo
Bo
Bichette. Bo
Bichette.
Bichette. His father was Dante Bichette, Colorado
Yeah,
Rockies. Yes, sir.
yeah, right. And he killing this year. 181 hits. That's damn near a hit a game. I mean, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie.
Yeah. That's a little bit over, like 1.011, something like that. But
Yeah. And
something.
then Jose Calderon, he lead the league with steals with 48. I ain't gonna lie. I personally thought my man was gonna win it this year. Jose Ramirez, and can't forget, I wish he get traded from Cincinnati and come to my team, boy.
No.
What's his name? Ali. How I want to say Ali De La Cruz. Yeah, I said it
Oh
right.
yeah, Ali De La Cruz.
That's
Yeah.
my that's my guy,
Yeah.
man. I swear. And for some reason, every time he plays against the Dodgers, he has these career games. It's crazy out here. And then overall, I definitely I want to get to the standings because this right here is incredible to see right here. The Blue Jays won the
Yeah.
division is crazy. I'm not
Yes.
gonna lie, it's definitely crazy, and it always blow my mind how the Orioles be putting up them great seasons and then come back. Go ahead.
I just want to say the Birds this year, it was rough. We had mad injuries, like pitching injuries coming into the season. Gunner started the season on the IR. Dudes just dropping out the lineup every day. Basically, I think I saw a stat where we are we as in the Baltimore Orioles the second or third most, we have the third most amount of players used in a single season because
Damn.
people, I think Tampa Bay might have been one or something like that. I'll fact check it. But yeah, that's crazy. That just goes to show you the turmoil our roster went through, and then losing a manager, he get fired in the middle of the season, getting this younger guy who I like.
Yeah.
Since he has became the manager, people have started being like coming back from IR. So you don't know whether his managing is making us better or it's just the healing process making us better. So, but anyway, I think he should get a second chance, if not here, somewhere else. Because the Orioles are built to win now. They just needed a healthy season, which I think I was saying this before. If the Orioles learn how to win, the way they are currently constructed, if they, let's just say they win the World Series next year, they'll become a dynasty because all of those young dudes together learning how to win, and they're all going to be together for a while, they're going to become something like to deal with, bro.
Yeah,
They
because
just need to learn.
my favorite player on the team is Jackson Holiday. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
lie.
fire.
These guys are pretty young. I mean, I did get upset a little bit, even though I'm not an Orioles fan. I just like sports. I was mad a little bit. What was the guy that y'all let go and let him go to Toronto?
The Tony Taters, Santander,
Yeah,
Anthony Santander. Yeah.
I wish he would have stayed there, but I mean, he right now he trash. He ain't doing nothing this year, so it ain't like y'all really missed nothing. I definitely felt some type of way when y'all got rid of Cedric Mullins. I mean, y'all sent him to the Mets for God's sakes. You feel me? That made the Mets a little bit better. You feel me? So I definitely was. And I gotta give shout out to things that we haven't seen in a while. We talk about the Detroit Tigers winning their division in the playoffs. We would have never thought, and it's not by a little bit. They got a few games over the other team. What they 85 wins. The other team got 81 wins. The Cleveland Guardians. As we already talked about Seattle, they made it. Houston Astros, it looked like they're gonna be a team that definitely makes it in there. I ain't gonna lie, I'm out of the whole American League East. I am shocked at really how good these teams were actually was. I mean, the Blue Jays played good, 89-64. You already know the Yankees gonna make the playoffs.
Mhm.
The Red Sox barely missed it with
Yep.
83 wins. And then I
Mhm.
mean, even though the Orioles are 72 and 80, they were still a good team. They
But
still beat.
it's already locked up. All the spots are already locked up.
I
So
mean,
Boston is officially out of it.
you said Boston?
You said Boston didn't make it, but their record was good. Or is it?
No, well the reason
Do
why,
they show all the spots are locked up? I know the Blue Jays have. Do they have the best record in the AL? The AL.
yes,
Okay, so
yes.
they should be number one. Detroit is number two,
Detroit number two,
and
number three.
Seattle.
Yep, number three
Seattle.
Seattle.
So then we
Number
get three wild card teams,
yeah.
right?
So the Yankees will be in it. The
Yankees.
Astros will be in it. And you might be right. The Red Sox will be in it. The reason why I was saying that because
Mm.
it's it's a lot of games. What is how many games left? I think it's not even that many games left because of
What's the? Give me somebody record. Give me somebody record, and I tell you.
the Blue Jays are 89-64.
89-64. Damn, I made myself look stupid. So they 143. So they got 19 games to go.
All right, 19 games to go. So the Red Sox they probably can get it, but I ain't gonna lie. It's the Guardians is on their ass. The Guardians
Mm,
is on their ass, so that's why I kind of figured that they was gonna be out. So that's my bad for jumping the gun. Then
mm,
we're gonna go to the NL National League. Phillies doing what they do. Shout out to my grandfather. He definitely a Pittsburgh Pirates fan, and he definitely a
mm,
Philadelphia Phillies. I mean, as much as I don't like Bryce Harper and those boys and Trey Turner,
mm,
they doing what they do. They got the what they got. They got the second best record out the whole entire league. So I gotta give credit.
mm,
The Mets, as I said, even though I gotta be against them because the Dodgers, they have players over there that I like. Shout out to Juan Soto. Shout out to Pete Alonso. Oh, and I can't forget Francisco Leonard. I'm not gonna lie, I can't forget him. So them two will make the playoffs. And then this right here, man, the Milwaukee Brewers are in the playoffs. It's crazy. The
mm,
Milwaukee Brewers, the best record in the league, which is crazy. You would have never thought they would say this. Same thing. The Chicago Cubs, they jumping up in here. They're going to make the playoffs, and of course my Dodgers. I don't know what's going on. We've been struggling for these last
mm,
couple outings, but in the last 10 games we went 7-3. But before that, we was giving you a iffy situation. Like I ain't even gonna lie, I don't even feel like that we was gonna repeat. If you'd have asked me
mm,
this question last month, I would have been like, yeah, I don't think we're gonna repeat. But
mm.
things are slowly turning around. So my thing to you is, who do you believe should be the MVP? We'll do both sides, of course. Who you think should be the MVP for the American League?
The big dumper, Seattle. I can't. His name it always escapes me. Kyle Riley.
Cal Riley, man.
Okay, yeah,
CAL.
him. I think he should be the MVP in the AL, and the
Mm-hmm.
National League is always going to be your guy on your squad to me. Until he stopped pitching and hitting in, you feel me, baseball, he's like, I don't know. I ain't never seen nothing like him. He's a superhuman, man. Superhuman. I'm trying to think. Do I think anybody else? What he say? Oh, Brew Crew is dangerous. Chris said that in the chat.
That's
Um,
his team. That can't be his team.
I don't know. I think the O's is his team. He better be an
Okay.
O's fan. What, bro? What, bro? Because he had the O's games, always wearing O's stuff. He better not be, yeah, I mean, perpetrating out this joint. You heard me.
Yeah. That's funny as hell.
But who did I say? Oh yeah, damn, I can't even think of your name.
One
What's your
said my
huh?
man Shohei Ohtani. You said
Yeah,
Shohei
Shohei,
Ohtani.
Shohei, Shohei,
Yeah.
Shohei, Shohei. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's who I
Uh,
think should be the National League MVP.
okay. And I'm on the same path with you, bro. I'm on the same path with you. Cal, he definitely deserved it. He been balling all season. He's been
Mm-hmm.
consistent all season. He's been the most consistent thing for Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
Great catcher. I don't even really see him make that many errors. And then for my man Shohei. I mean, Shohei is giving us baseball from the 1940s and 50s. Being a pitcher and being a hitter, and then we never seen nothing like this probably since Babe Ruth. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
this is crazy. The guy is hitting 50 home runs with regularity out here. He's always stealing bases with regularity. We just need for him to perform in the actual playoffs because he struggled in the World Series. So did
Mhm.
Aaron Judge. Lucky for us, we got a whole bunch of Hall of Famers on the Dodgers, so that's what actually kept us in there. All right, so let's clean this show up
Yes,
with some
sir.
football. Go ahead.
No, I'm. Go ahead. You talking? I'm just ad libbing, brother.
Okay. Let's end this up with some football talk. Let's get into some of these games that's getting ready to come up this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
A couple teams I think probably gonna get their first loss. It's a couple teams I think gonna stay undefeated. So first game that comes on the list, we can do our predictions and all that and outcomes. So first game on the list, it comes on actually tonight. Who you got out of Dolphins and Bills and give me a score.
I'm gonna. I already know what everybody else is gonna say. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Miami gets their act together tonight because to save my man Mike McDaniel job, to save his job, they playing in Miami. Is
Yes
it
sir.
at?
My
Oh,
no at Buffalo. My bad.
oh
At Buffalo.
my God. Okay, I'm gonna say 21-17 Miami. Boom.
Okay. I
Let me
like
write
that.
that down. Let me write that down. Write
Write
that
that
down.
down.
Write that
Right.
down.
Now to me, I'm gonna go opposite pick with you on that. I'm going with the Bills to finish demolishing Miami. I don't see nothing on Miami's defense that makes me fear them at all. And then I'm
Uh-huh.
not gonna lie, Tua keep getting these concussions, and he not showing me anything better. He not showing me better throwing. He not. I don't even know why Tyreek Hill said that he was a better quarterback than Patrick Mahomes. I'm lost. So I'm going to go with the Miami. I'm going with Miami losing. Let me get the Bills 35-10. 35-10. I'm going with the Bills.
Okay, I
All right.
got you 35-10. Got you 35-10. What's the next squad?
Bengals versus the Vikings. This game is in Minnesota, and JJ
Okay.
McCarthy.
I got you. I'm ready. You go
Oh
ahead.
no, you heard Bengals and Vikings, and JJ McCarthy is not playing.
I know.
All right,
So,
so
I don't give a damn about that Michigan quarterback regardless. I don't care. But I remember last time Joey B got hurt and that backup came in and he was consistent. I mean, he was scary for a while in the games we played him. Um and even though last week he threw three interceptions, he did what he was supposed to do when it counted and they won that game, which I thought they were going to lose. That was terrible.
mhm.
Uh I'm going to go with Cincinnati 24, Minnesota. Who's Minnesota quarterback? I'm sorry.
Give me hold on. Let me go to
Yeah, it's not is it what's my man that just came back? He was a high school coach, but they suspended him because he was Teddy
Teddy.
Bridgewater. Is it Teddy? Is it Teddy?
Hold on. Let me see. I don't think it is.
Well, you know what? Don't even
No,
work.
it's they got well their backups is Carson Wentz, Desmond Ritter.
Oh, okay. Um, like I said, Cincinnati 24, my Minnesota 10.
I'm going with the Bengals just off the fact of this. Bengals, you need this win more than the Vikings. We already know the Vikings have a project they're working on over there with their quarterback, but Bengals, you need to show us that you're a legit team and get back to the Super Bowl. So I'm
Right.
going to go with the Bengals, even though this game is in Minnesota. I'm going to go with the Bengals winning in the struggle one. Let me get Bengals 27, the Vikings 20.
Got you. Who we got
Next,
next in these key matchups?
next game, division, Texans versus the Jaguars. Game is in Jacksonville.
You said who? Who was it?
Texans
Texans.
versus the Jaguars. The game is in
Okay.
Jacksonville.
Okay. I got this. Um, I think I You go first. You go first, because I know what I want to say, and it hurts me to say it. But go ahead. You go
To
first.
me, I'm gonna go with the Texans. Again, I'm always gonna go with the team who needs it more because we already know the Jaguars. They're working to find out who they is. The Texans had the defense. The Texans had the coach, quarterback, running back, the whole everything. So even though this game is in Jacksonville, I'm gonna go with the Texans winning in a close game. Let me get 27-17. The game changes in the end of the fourth quarter. 27-17. I'm going with the Texans.
27-17. That's what you got, right?
Mhm.
Uh, okay. As you all know, I am an Ohio State fan. CJ Stroud, when he played for Ohio State, I didn't like him. I thought he was not really good. I mean, I don't care the success he had. I did not like him. He came to the league, had that rookie season that was amazing. I don't want to say I hated on it, but I was like, I'm just waiting for everybody to see what I see. Last year, they fell off. This year, they already look terrible. He's finally showing y'all what I've known for years. He's not that good. You feel me? CJ Stroud is not a good quarterback. That's all I got to say. So with that, I'm gonna no, and also I think this is the year Jacksonville, uh, when it comes to what's his quarterback name?
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. When this is make it or break it for Trevor Lawrence, he has to show them something, or they're going to decide to move away from him. I'm saying Jacksonville will hammer. I see hammer time. When I say hammer time, Jacksonville 30, Texans, I'll give them 14.
Okay. Okay. How much time we got left? Because I know we ain't gonna be able to do all the games.
Yeah, yeah. So we got 3 minutes really. So
All right, 3 minutes.
we
I'm
can
gonna
we can we can put other scores in the chat or whatever. We can do some.
all
We
right.
can do some
So
things.
I'm gonna knock it out. I'm gonna knock it out the park with two games, and let's see what's going on. You said, well, not you actually said, but one of the topics that you came up with was is Patrick Mahomes a wash? So I got to talk about this game. Do you with the what you seen what the Giants did last week? Who you got out of the Giants and Chiefs, and the game is in New York?
So this is what I'm going to do. I saw how your receivers are. I see one in particular. With that being said, I got Malik Neighbors destroying the Kansas City uh
Chiefs.
backfield.
Yeah.
Secondary.
Uh
I
huh.
got them destroying it. So I got, damn it, the Chiefs 0-3. No, 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 no. I can't. I don't know how. Dog. All right. I did the Miami Buffalo thing. I'm gonna do
Yep.
this one too. So I got the Giants 17, Kansas City 10. I got
Um,
y'all winning.
I like that score. Um, for
I knew
me,
you would.
I definitely want the Giants to win, but for something telling me this is the ultimate game for Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs to get over the hump and get in that win column. And who else better to do it to than my damn Giants? So I don't think that I think Malik Davis is going to put up some good numbers, but I don't think Russell Wilson is going to have the same type of game. So
Mm.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs winning in a game that they need to win. And I'm sorry to say this about my team, but they need to win. I'm going to go with the score being 31-17. 31-17. I'm going with the Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs. I think Russell is back. And then the last game, and then we up out of here. Who do you think will win out of your Baltimore
I
Ravens?
knew
And
I was about to say you better end with this because I was writing it down already. I was like, hold on.
game
Okay,
is
I
in Baltimore.
can. Yes. Last year we saw the Baltimore Ravens curb stomp the Detroit Lions. Um, Going into that game, I remember everybody on the Detroit bandwagon saying this might be one of the greatest offenses we've ever witnessed. And I remember the Ravens coming into that game mad. It was already people questioning our defense, but I think around that time it started to mesh a little bit. But regardless, we made an example out of them on TV. I mean, at the end in January, it didn't mean nothing, but we showed y'all who Detroit really was. This year, I don't think it's going to be similar to that. I think we are still finding ourselves on defense. There are still question marks with the coaching. Um, but I will put the Ravens offense on their best day up against anybody. Even on a mediocre day, they can drop 24 on you on a mediocre day. That's just Lamar sneezing. Um, my score for this game in a prime time extravaganza, it's going to be team going to be blacked out. I have the Ravens 31, Detroit 28 field goal at the end of the game.
Very interesting. I want to drop a little bombshell in here. Last year the Ravens beat the dog shit out of the Bills, right? And look what the Bills did this year.
Right.
The Ravens always take care of business and whip Detroit's ass. I think Detroit might win this game.
Oh yeah.
I think Detroit might win this game. They starting to click. Armin Ross St. Brown had over 100 something. We see my man Jameis Winston getting the end zone. I would love to see more from Laporta, the tight end. But I'm going to give confidence. I believe the Detroit Lions are going to win this game, but I'm going to have confidence in the Ravens just because the game is in Baltimore. So I'm going to a close game, high scoring game. I'm going to go with the Ravens winning 38-35. Ravens 38-35.
Woo. And the crazy thing about that, I'ma be asleep. You feel me? I'm gonna be mad. I missed that joke. Well, we about to sign Fox. You got anything to say to the people? Tell them where to follow you. Anything you gotta let them know.
The first thing I want to say is, well, y'all can follow me. Y'all can find me right here, man. TLSN, man. We here every Thursday, man. Every Thursday, 6:30, hitting you with some new topics. Currently, what's going on in sports, telling us what's on our mind, trivia questions, whatever you want. Let us know in the comments. Whatever we can bring to you, we're gonna let you know when we do the show. But as always, man, Fox Savage. You can find me on all your social media platforms. I am the Pharaoh. That's me on Instagram, and then on Facebook, Maurice Savage Jr. But more importantly, find me right here,
Right,
6:30
right,
Thursdays.
right. As for me, the McFly guy, Bruce, you can follow me. Search that name pretty much everywhere. Our our links is always in the description. Foxes will be added today. Yeah, we'll be here every Thursday, 6:30 p.m. unless something major happens. We once again we also have a show Sundays at 11:30 a.m. to get you in, I guess. I know it's a football day, but everybody don't watch football, and that's a good thing. You can discuss shows, get you in a different mindset before maybe potentially watching a game, something like that. And we got some more stuff coming. As always, we appreciate you coming through. It's always love, and we out, Fox. Are we out?
Yes, sir. Next week. I can't wait.
Yeah. We